How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back at it, dabbing a bunch. Hit up Tsawwassen for some skateboarding and some crab. Went out to the Capilano River with my man Clayton. He found a bunch of trash and he took me to the Vedder River and we explored some rapids. It was pretty intense. It was a lot of fun, but it was intense. Really good time. If you enjoyed the video, you know the deal. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel out. Peace and love, everyone. It's that time again. Spring. Days are getting longer. And that means I can dive after work. And I'm with my man Jeremy. What's up, buddy? The conditions are looking solid out there right now.
Beauty day for a dive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're in Toasan. Gonna look for some Dungeness and red rock crab, maybe a kelp crab. Hopefully not get hit by boats or vehicles.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit worried about that.
Yeah, man, it's a little bit sketchy. Because people don't really plan for divers out here. And they see things floating in the water and they're like, what's that? And they go full bore towards us while we're down. And then they come in and inspect and not realize that there's humans below them. Yeah, there's a lot of dumbasses.
Big crowd of people on the beach there, and they're all launching watercraft. So
yeah,
kind of ripped by. We saw a jet ski out there.
Jet ski already. The other thing I noticed, you go to the boat ramp here and you'll see stacks and stacks of Dungeness shells, and they're all way below 6.5 inches. There's so much poaching out here, it's such a piss off. But we're gonna be making sure we grab our legal guys today. All right, man, let's get geared up.
Yes, sir.
The goal is to not get hit by a boat and to get a crab. The dungees I'll vacuum seal and bring to Nanaimo for jazz.
Oh yeah, you can't even have the dungees, eh?
No, man, I can't. Or shouldn't anyways.
How did you even figure that out?
I was looking it up today. I think I have an intolerance, not an allergy, but my stomach has a hard time digesting.
Could you become more tolerant? Like, you know, like
I don't think so. It was the opposite, man. It was the opposite. I ate dungees my whole life, and all of a sudden it started hurting my gut. And then every time I'd eat them, I'd have a bad gut.
So bizarre.
Yeah, I get somewhat the same feeling if I eat sea urchin on a raw stomach.
Have you seen,
empty
like,
stomach.
a nutritionist about it?
No, man, nothing.
See what the science is behind that.
I googled it. I can get blood work done. But yeah, no, that'd be an experiment for another day. I just know if I eat them, I get sick.
Look at that big shell.
Barbos. Oh man, that's what we need right there. That's definitely a keeper. That's some keeper material.
Juicy arm.
If you guys have been a subscriber for a while, you probably know that I grew up in Tsawwassen. I moved to Nanaimo in 2021. I'm from Nova Scotia originally, but most of my youth and later teen years were spent in Tsawwassen, Ladner, South Delta area. This spot here I came to first during the pandemic when it was lockdown, so I biked down here as one of the few places I could explore. And I snorkeled around, found some crab, and was blown away by the amount of life. And I've been coming down here consistently ever since. I'm not finding as many crabs as I used to. All the waders, people going out there setting traps as well. They're hitting this spot hard, and I feel like they're grabbing smaller crabs to top it off, which I'm probably not wrong about. With that said, though, I still found some keepers. This guy right here was 6.5 on the money. Fit right inside the caliper, so 6.5 legal, and brought it home. I was planning on bringing it home to Nanaimo for my wife, but my dad, he's a fan of Dungeness, so I just let him have them. This guy right here, I'm not sure what they're called. I call them brain jellies. They're really cool, though. The camera didn't do justice. I was using the Ace Pro, not the Ace Pro 2, and the focal length is a bit further away, so can't always get the nicest of shots close up. Jeremy was spearing these flounder. I'm not a huge fan of Starry Flounder. I have a lot of people ask me, like, hey, I want to start spearfishing. I live in Vancouver. What do I need to do? And my response 99% of the time is go to Vancouver Island. That's what I did. I hopped on a ferry every weekend with some friends, caught the early ferry, like 6 o'clock a.m., went over to the island, spearfished for the day, and then came back. Gets expensive, but there's really nothing to spear around Vancouver except greenling and flounder. I got two keepers. It's a lot of work trying to find them out here. They're few and far between, but let's sell and check underwater. This one here was just over 6.5, about 6 3/4. Nice. Right, so I got two. The other one just fit in between, 6.5 on the money. This guy just over. Nice. Back to being a Vancouver Spearo. It is possible, but it does cost a bit of money and it's a lot of work, but still totally worth it. But my solution was just to move to the island. That worked even better. This right here is a great sculpin. You don't really see a huge diversity of fish in this area. If you swim over to the rock pile, you see lingcod and rockfish, but they're all closed all around the mainland 24/7, 365. I swear these were the most aggressive crabs I've ever got my hands on. Look at this guy, still wants to fight. He's been in my bag for like, I don't know, an hour. And very, very feisty. I bet he'd run back to the ocean if he could. See? Damn. And then this guy here, missing a leg. He was also pretty, like, ready to go. Scrappy little guy. It's usually the red rocks that are the ones that are like, hey,
oh, yeah,
let me at him, let me at him.
They're strong.
Yeah, they're strong, but these guys are a bit docile. This guy's been through some shit. He's missing 2 legs. This one here, it still looks all right. They're nice and firm, though. No soft crabs today. So even though they're just legal, at least they're going to be full of meat. Check this out. This crab is right on the money, 6.5 inches. It fits right inside of the caliper. There we go. See, it won't even come out anymore. You get yourself a new piece of bling. That's pretty fun. Saw these weird brain-looking jellyfish. I forget. I don't even know what they're called. I've seen them before. If you know what they're called, let me know. Saw a bunch of what were those again? Those hooded nudibranch. Those are always, yeah, man, they were big too, and decent visibility. Saw some seals from the distance. Bunch of boats. Thankfully, we never got hit, but definitely had to keep our eyes out. If you come out here, I would highly, especially on a Saturday, recommend, first of all, a dive buddy, so you can one up and one down it, and also a dive float. This is a spot that you should bring a dive float. But I'm pretty stoked. I think Jeremy's pretty stoked.
Good haul.
Where's your shoebox cooler?
Right here.
Shoebox cooler. Jeremy also speared these bad boys. You get 3 flounder. Limit is 8 for these. You almost need 8 for a meal, but that one big guy, that should cook up nicely. Even though they taste like ass, it should cook up nicely.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. It's a constant work in progress. That's the thing. I've given up, but kudos to Jeremy for trying. Yeah, that's fun, man. That's fun. Here, knuckles of crab. Here, wait. Skateboarding was one of my first passions. I love sports that you can do solo, but with people. Skateboarding, boxing, and freediving, all fit that description. The skate park isn't what it used to be, though. I go down there and it's just full of scooter kids or completely empty. And I still love skateboarding. I'm trying to get back into it. It's something I can do on the mainland while I'm working, after work. But yeah, it's just not what it used to be, that's for sure. But this is also how I started to learn how to edit, making skate videos when I was younger. A lot of good memories and no regrets. Bit of a random after work mission with my man Clayton, the phone hunter. Not the crocodile hunter, but the phone hunter. We found a Facebook message on a group that I'm apparently an administrator of. The Lower Mainland Dive Report Conditions Facebook group. Join it. But we're gonna look for a phone. The reward is $300. Not too bad. Clayton's letting me stay at this place in Chilliwack, so I'm happy to help him out. He can take the cash. I don't care. And we get to test out some dive lights and get in the water, so I'm happy. I'm gonna jump in. It's like 7:30. It's gonna be dark in an hour, if that, so we need to get in. I used to come down to the Capilano a bunch in the early 2010s. I was working in Fort McMurray, and on my days off, I'd come down here and cast out for salmon. And I figured, hey, I'm losing a lot of gear. There must be mad gear down there. So I've been to this spot a few times. First time with Clayton, though. Fortunately, the water's looking a bit green, but at the same time, we got torches, so we're gonna scan around, and we should be able to find, if not the phone, which we're hoping that's our goal, we should be able to find a lot of fishing lures. So we'll clean up at least at minimum, and hopefully we get Buddy's phone back. Apparently it has some sentimental stuff on there. So although I said we're doing this for some cash, honestly I do it for absolutely free too, because it's really cool just reuniting people with their memories. I lost a phone once that had pictures of Sailor being born, and I never got those pictures back, so I know what it's like. Within the first few seconds of entering the water, we were finding fishing gear. I found this PNW fob. Clayton posted a picture of all the stuff we found on a local fishing group, and someone knew who this key belonged to. It was his friend. I asked if he wanted the fob back. He said no, it's probably destroyed anyways, but still funny that we found the owner. Clayton found a drone. He actually found 2 drones. Clayton, the phone and drone master. Speaking of phones, we found Buddies. He was absolutely stoked when we got a hold of him, and he held to his word. He gave Clayton $300.
There we go.
Woo! That might not be it though.
Yeah,
there's a chance that there's multiple phones here, so we're gonna look around. But we should have asked him what type it was. But Buddy's gonna be pumped. Sentimental photos. If it's not his, it's somebody else's. When I found that BMW car fob, that's probably worth $700. If you had a drone. I mean, if you're driving a BMW, you're probably not too worried. I'm sure you have the money, but $700 is $700. That's happened to Clayton before. He's gone diving for people's phones, and he retrieves it, gives the person a phone call, shows them a picture, brings the phone to him, and it turns out it's not even their phone. It's crazy the amount of lost phones that are in the rivers, lakes, and oceans. In the ocean, there's a small chance it's going to survive, but usually the salt destroys them. In the freshwater, there's a much higher probability, so long as the screen isn't cracked. We told Buddy when we found his phone that there is a chance it might not work. He didn't seem to care because he was pretty confident he was able to retrieve the data that was on it, the videos and pictures of a trip that he went on. If you look here, this fishing gear, this stuff is horrible, and that's what I love about spearfishing. I've lost a crab caliper, I'm not gonna lie. I've lost a few knives, but I'm not leaving lead, I'm not leaving fishing line all over the place. And these fishing lines, that stuff right there, not everybody is supposed to be snagging salmon with treble barbed hooks and pencil weight wrapped around them. Those are snagging specials. I believe First Nations, I could be wrong, I believe First Nations follow different guidelines than the average recreational fisherman, but if you see people doing that, question them and let them know, hey, you're not supposed to snag fish. They have to bite onto the lure. Just horrible practices for the majority. All the braided line here as well. This stuff, all it does is catch future fishermen's gear as well. So one snag turns into another and turns into another, and it's just compiled. But we got all this trash out of the water. Look at all of it. That's a small percentage too. That's just Clayton's pile, not mine. Craziness. Alrighty. After work dive was a success. We went to, I think, one marina, I forget the name of it, but we got kicked out. We were told we cannot dive there, or Clayton cannot dive there. But hey, everything happens for a reason, because if we did, we probably wouldn't have found Buddy's phone. And he was absolutely stoked. He was ecstatic. We're gonna go meet up with him right now. He said 300 in the ad, but we just said, hey, by donation. If he wants to give Clayton some cash, I'm letting Clayton take the loot for this one. If he wants to give Clayton some cash, awesome. But look at this. A drone SD card will be salvageable. Probably not the drone itself. Second drone. This one's like a fancy one. This thing's heavy. This thing's heavy. Look at that thing. Full of water. Beefy. Is that what it is? Yeah, made full of water. But this is our combined fishing loot. Look at all these. These are all illegal. Unless, yeah, these are all illegal. We'll go with that. These snagging specials. The treble hook on there. And yeah, everything about this. Snagging, barb, treble hook, river, freshwater. This is my find of the day. That's right here, BMW fob. These things are expensive. It might not even work. I don't know if it's worth trying to find the owner, but I don't even care. I'm covering up the camera. I don't even care. It's less trash in the ocean, in the river, that will make its way to the ocean. I'm tired. All right, peace, everybody. We're going to go hand this phone off, and then it's going to get mailed off to Montreal. Montreal is where it's from. Peace, love, everybody. I'm going to do another dive, though. We're doing another dive, right?
Tomorrow, yeah. Another river dive, or Wednesday.
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
All right.
Yeah,
another river dive on Wednesday, the Chilliwack Vedder River, and should find some good treasures. I know there's a
fishing rod.
Yeah, I know there's a fishing rod missing, and there's always all sorts of snags and stuff from the salmon season. So who knows what we'll find?
Hell yeah, we're gonna find a lot of stuff, and we're gonna be rich. I get to retire. I'm done. I'm retiring. Off fishing lures. Probably not.
So the house up there, you can kind of see in the ridge over there. We'll basically start right there.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll ride the current all the way down and kind of navigate the river.
You're diving the Vedder for the first time. Gonna be looking for fishing lures, kind of a tail end to my 3 days of diving. Crab dive with Jeremy, found the phone with Clayton in a Capilano. And we're just looking for some fishing gear. Water's flowing pretty decent. I don't think there's any salmon in here right now. I would be really pumped if I saw a beaver. That's what my Canadian goal is, to dive with a beaver. There's a possibility, not a high one where we're going, but might see one. We're just gonna do a bit of a cleanup, look for trash, look for some fishing lures and line. We got 2 vehicles. We're gonna probably gear up here, drive up to the spot, and then float down the river and get out here. It's gonna be fun, man. Yeah. So we were being pretty strategic. I parked down below, Clayton parked up above. The one thing that we didn't bring though is shoes, so we were walking through this trail barefoot. I was working in Chilliwack. I teach safety courses. I was teaching skid steer and fall protection, in case you're wondering. But Clayton, he's been a champ, and he's let me come down and crash at his place. Clayton and his girlfriend Haley. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Saves me from driving from Ladner to Chilliwack for 3 or 4 days or whatever my schedule is. Clayton brought me to the Vedder. The Vedder's intense. He kind of sold it short. I ate a big meal before I came here, not thinking it would be too intense, but look at it. The river was flowing really, really fast. Doing this on a full stomach wasn't the smartest of ideas. And the other thing I should have done is brought my leader fiberglass fins. I was doing these in like $600 carbon fins, and carbon fins are durable to a certain extent, but when you're flying down the river and you're dodging rocks, dodging logs, and you're in really shallow water, yeah, it was just very, very stressful. I didn't want to damage them. We saw a few life forms, small little fish. He was telling me there's carp in here, salmon fry. We didn't see any adult salmon or juvenile, just the little ones. I found some money. I found an underwater speaker. Unfortunately, it was still flooded though. I tried to make it work and was unsuccessful. And we also found fishing lures and mad pencil lead to top it off. The funnest part though was just flying down the river. I wish someone had a radar gun on us. I'm sure at times we must have been pushing 20 kilometers. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it literally felt like we were flying. The visibility wasn't great though. Water is coming off the mountains, and that brings sediment into the water and destroys the clarity. I'll be honest, like when I was flying down the river here, I was covering my head because I didn't want to go into a rock, and I was also covering my nuts because I didn't want to fly into a rock either. That would have put me under, and yeah, would have been struggling to get a breath. That is 100% for sure, without a doubt. So when you come to these spots, you got to be very, very cautious as you can be. There's no doubt inherent risks here. I was finding some dead fish, probably due to all the trash we were finding too. Let's get a good stack of stuff.
Yeah, a good little bit of stuff there.
Do you think any chance this is a waterproof version? Is that a depth rating? It's possible this might work still. I doubt it, but possible.
Yeah, I guess it's fine to the day.
Have an underwater speaker that looks similar.
You never know.
You got a phone. You said this looked flooded.
I think there's some water behind the camera.
What's
there.
oh?
So I think
Yeah, a bit of moisture in there. But Samsung, yeah, it has one of those glass backs. Galaxy
a little bit of
10.
gear. I wonder if there's any money on this card. Probably not.
Yeah,
and then
bucks.
I got a nickel and he got a quarter.
Yeah, I get you beat on that. Are they supposed to be stainless? What's going on with that? This ain't even salt water.
Yeah, there's a couple of chunks of a statue. I don't know.
Yeah. We found a dead person as well. Or I guess you did. Is that a crayfish shop? What is it?
It's an urn.
Is it an urn? Alright, next mission?
Yeah, let's go to the lake.
Yeah. I feel like an aquatic monkey right now. I've seen this on YouTube so many times. It's surreal. It's actually kind of nice here though. The one downside to making these videos is monkey see, monkey do. Aquatic monkey see, aquatic monkey do. When you post this stuff on social media, people come down here and want to do the same thing, which is basically why we all started in the first place. But there used to be a bunch of treasure down here. Clayton says he finds a fraction of what he used to, which is good. A lot of people are taking garbage out of the ocean, and river and lake. But at the same time, you're not finding those watches and cell phones and wallets left, right, and center. Or at least Clayton's not like he used to. You can see us here. We're destroying the nest of this smallmouth bass. They're invasive. This is why I wish we could spearfish in fresh water around the lower mainland. Having a 3-prong and smashing one of those guys, bringing it home would be awesome. I'd eat it for dinner. I feel bad though, even though it's an invasive fish, it's there protecting its eggs and we just destroyed it. So I do still feel a bit of sympathy for that fish, but at the end of the day, we're doing more good than we are harm. And I'm not sure how emotional fish get in the first place. I found a Samsung smartwatch. I let Clayton keep it. He bought a charger and it turned on. I don't know if he's made any progress, but yeah, either way, we found some treasure. It was a fun dive. Get some trash out of the ocean, so that's a win. And it was really good. 3 days of diving on the mainland. Peace and love, everybody. Again, if you liked the video, help me out. Throw it a like.